He conquered an entire world, but there was one thing he could never defeat: death, and that terrified him. His name was Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor to unite China, a ruler who crushed kingdoms, silenced rebellion, and declared himself master of everything under heaven. To his people, he was absolute, untouchable. But behind the throne, behind the armies and the glory, was a man who could feel time slipping through his fingers. Every breath a reminder, every passing year a warning. Power could command nations, but it could not command death. So he searched for something greater. Not wealth, not land, but immortality. He summoned alchemists, scholars, mystics, demanding answers from anyone who claimed to understand the secrets of life. And they gave him hope. Dangerous hope. They spoke of elixirs, substances that could preserve the body forever. And so he drank them. Again, and again, and again, believing each dose brought him closer to eternity. But slowly, it was unraveling him. His thoughts became unstable, his sleep restless, consumed. He began to fear everything. Assassins in the shadows, betrayal in every whisper. Even the people he once trusted became threats in his eyes. So he withdrew, isolated himself from the world he ruled. A god trapped inside a decaying body. And as his fear grew, so did his obsession. If he could not escape death, then he would conquer it. Not in life, but beyond it. He ordered the construction of something unimaginable. A tomb, vast enough to contain his empire. An underground world where he would continue to reign even after death. Thousands were forced to build it. Years turned into decades. The earth itself was carved open, reshaped into a hidden kingdom. Palaces beneath the soil. Rivers said to flow with mercury, mirroring the lands he once ruled. It was not a grave. It was a second empire, a kingdom of silence waiting for its emperor. And at its center, he prepared something else, something far more disturbing. An army, not of the living, but something that would never decay, never rebel, never die. Thousands of figures, shaped with terrifying detail. Faces carved one by one, no two alike. Soldiers, generals, archers, an entire force frozen in time, created for a single purpose: to follow him into eternity. But this was no ordinary army. This was something else entirely. Something that blurred the line between symbol and reality. Because what Qin Shi Huang sought was not just protection in death. He sought control even beyond it. Beneath the earth, hidden from the world for centuries, stood his final creation. The Terracotta Army. Thousands of soldiers, each one unique. Each one crafted with a precision so lifelike, it almost defies reason. But they were never meant to simply be statues. They were something greater, a projection of his will, an army that exists not in flesh, but in purpose, in concept, in command. A force that does not live and therefore cannot die. This was his ultimate authority given form. His noble phantasm, eternal mausoleum, terracotta dominion. A kingdom where death holds no power and loyalty transcends life itself. In life, soldiers fight for their emperor. In death, these soldiers belong to him, bound eternally to a ruler who refused to let go. Each figure a vessel of obedience, each formation a silent promise that even beyond the grave, Qin Shi Huang would still command an army, still rule, still exist. This was not just preparation for the afterlife. It was defiance, a declaration that death itself would be forced to obey him. And yet, the irony is unavoidable. The man who feared death more than anything was already being consumed by it. The elixirs he trusted, the ones meant to grant him eternity, were poisoning him, lowly, inevitably. Each day, each drought, brought him closer to the end he tried so desperately to avoid. The emperor fell, not in battle, not by rebellion, but by his own relentless pursuit of immortality. His body was sealed within the tomb he had prepared, buried beneath the earth, surrounded by the silent army that would guard him forever. The air beneath the soil was thick with centuries of secrets, shadows stretching across corridors no living soul had seen. And there, his empire ended, or perhaps it did not, because even today, much of that tomb remains untouched, sealed away from the modern world, not because we lack the tools, but because we hesitate. Rivers of mercury have been detected beneath the soil, ancient traps believed to still lie in wait. Each chamber whispers a warning, a reminder that some doors were never meant to be opened. And whatever lies at the center has remained undisturbed for over 2,000 years. As if history itself is warning us not to look too closely. A man who tried to conquer death, built a kingdom beneath the world, commanded an army that would never die, and vanished into silence, leaving behind a question that still lingers today. Not whether he succeeded, but whether something is still waiting. If you've journeyed this far and felt the weight of what was forged, subscribe to uncover more secrets, and leave a comment to share what you think still lingers.